I've always wanted to be an actor ever since I was about 8 years old. I love theater, it's what I've grown up doing. I like spending time with friends, going out drinking as much as the next guy, you know? That's always good fun. I've always kind of been out there, not worried about putting myself on display for people. There's always so many things thought about gamers. You have to be a nerd, you have to be living in your parents' basement or something. These are stereotypes that you hear. I have a girlfriend who I've been long distance with for over 4 years now. And so I spend a fair bit of time online talking with her. If I was going to dedicate myself to games, then I would have to completely separate myself from school. Most of the professional players have spent so much time and dedicated so much of their lives just to reach the stage that they're at. And with my focus on theater and my love for acting and things like that, I don't think that, at least so far in my life, I've been in a position to properly pursue that. Probably the game that I play the most is Dota 2. You can play the game for thousands of hours and still not be anywhere near as good as you could possibly be. There is a sort of base that each team is trying to defend, while at the same time trying to destroy the opponent's base. I prefer personally to join up with a group of friends because I think that you end up having better games there. I mean, the whole game is based around teamwork. Most of the friends that I played Dota with I met online, but you know, we all enjoy the game so much that we found each other anyways, I suppose. I basically put together a team of my friends and we had some fun playing in it. I mean, we were never expecting great success. We were never the best players ever. That's certainly true of some of us. Whenever I play with my friends, I tend to naturally assert myself as a sort of captain. It's partly to do with my experience with the game and how much I focus on the strategy that is involved with it. I'm also very well-spoken in general, so I tend to be able to take charge and give out orders that the team can follow, for example. I've actually been part of a couple of relatively small Dota tournaments. If we can, we try to group up at least a couple of hours beforehand. We spend some time playing some practice games, see about our strategies and what sort of what sort of things we can figure out to play during the match itself, what works, what doesn't. We try to get on the same page communication-wise, because that's always a really big thing in a game like Dota 2. I try to make sure that I'm on top of things. I test my reflexes with certain practice games that I can set up. Make sure that you don't psych yourself out about it. Probably one of the worst things when coming into a more intense, more professional event is the nerves. I like to get my heart rate up a bit just from some exercise. You know, whether that's just doing some push-ups on the floor just 5 minutes before the game. Especially the teamwork aspects of a game like Dota 2 makes it just one of the most enjoyable experiences you can have. It's difficult, it's intense, you can be anxious, you can be overjoyed, you can even be angry with people. That is not uncommon, certainly not in the online community. But at the same time, you're almost always going to get that enjoyment out of the game. Absolutely keep going and follow exactly what your heart desires. I may not be the one to go and be a professional player. I may not be the one to dedicate my whole life towards that, but if that is really what works for you, that is really what you want to do, and you can, then by all means go for it. Apart from that, though, really, even though you might get angry, even though you might be frustrated and think that people are ruining the game that you're playing, try to make the community a better place, because that is one of the worst things about playing these games, especially these online games. You have a community of people who all just want to do well and have a nice time, and if something goes wrong, they're so quick to lay blame to everyone else. And they end up feeding off each other and making the community just not very pleasant. So as much as I want you to absolutely go for what you want to do, try and you know, work on the anger stuff. Racism, sexism, homophobia, that's the sort of thing that you just don't need. You also don't need to tell people to, you know, die or something like that. That's very unnecessary. I've gotten annoyed. I can understand that. But I also strive to work on that, because that doesn't help me, that doesn't help them. Always try and do better.
Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och pushar på och smeker när motståndet vi leker. Vi sitter här i väntan och spelar lite Dota och springer runt och creepar och motståndet vi slipar. Let's get it on. Vi sitter här i väntan